you. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. We'll start.
I'm not showing my picture. Can you hear me? This is Barbara.
I can hear you.
I also am having trouble
Okay,
with my
thank you.
video. I don't know why. I'm going to go see if I can get help. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
just a sec. Hey, Monica, can you help me? I can't get my video going.
Hey there.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Thank you.
All right, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. We'll start with the roll call. Other commissioners present, state your name.
Darcy Rourke.
Barbara Baskerville.
Good afternoon, commissioners. I'm Adam Murray. All three commissioners are present, so we can go ahead and get started with the meeting. We'll start with our public comment session. So the Ethics Review Commission will now receive public comments. Those wishing to provide public comment must sign up for comment on the sheet located in the back of the hearings room if you're in person, or by raising your hand online and waiting to be called if you're online. Each commenter will be allotted up to 3 minutes to speak, but please be aware that the Commission will not receive public comments on any specific complaints outside of a hearing. Decisions on the complaints are quasi-judicial in nature, and the reason for not receiving public comments on pending complaints at this time is because the Commission must give a fair and unbiased opinion on those matters in a hearing that may be arranged at a future meeting date. Also, it's to allow the complainant and the respondent the ability to confront those facts and opinions stated on the record. So to be able to fairly and effectively do this, the Commission must rely solely on those facts submitted into the record through the Ethics Review Commission's ethics complaint business process or as part of a hearing as outlined in our administrative procedures. So if a commenter begins to discuss facts related to a specific pending complaint, they may be asked to stop providing comments. So thanks for your understanding about that, and we can now begin the public comment period.
Carmen De Leon.
Hi, my name is Carmen De Leon. I also go by, and I think this is like my third time here. And I want you to understand I am disabled. I am a lay person, so I'm hoping you can appreciate that. So the first time I was here, you weren't. I don't know really, but I was allowed to explain what brought me here. I was allowed to give that information, and now to be stopped, I don't understand why, but I understand this is a volunteer position for you. So I wonder, what is your authority? So if, for example, if you found somebody guilty, do you have the right to tax them or fine them or revoke certain privileges because of their stance? For example, I've been out on the street and I've seen that Ann's for mayor, what you call it, those 12-foot signs she's got up are made with both steel rods and wooden rods, which is what my understanding against the law, because they're supposed to be temporary structures, and hers are permanent because she has mixed steel poles, tied them to the wooden poles, and is in violation because, and also from my understanding, they're not supposed to exceed 6 by 6, and hers are obviously 12 by whatever. So, and I've seen that many, I'm not going to name people, but signs have been ran over and removed. People don't even know that Ann has competition because the other people's signs have been removed. So, you know, like I said, I'm a lay person and I hope you understand, but even if you find this person guilty, what authorization do you have to punish them, basically? And like I said, who's going to punish Ann for violating the ethic rule or whatever? I read all the rules for putting up signs for the vote for mayor or for any vote, not just that. And I have pictures of where, yeah, she's breaking the law. So, and like I said, attacking the competition, that's not a fair play anyways. And I guess that's all I have to say. And I appreciate being listened to. And just so you know, people who won't pledge allegiance to our flags don't deserve to be in this country.
Thank you for your comments. Do we have anyone else who wants to make a public comment today?
Chair, we don't have anybody else signed up in the room, but we do have one caller online. Caller, you've been sent a request to unmute. Please go ahead and do so. State your name for the record and go ahead with your public comment.
Good afternoon, Kimberly Goheen Elbin, life citizen of Clark County, Washington. After this past 4 years of criminal Biden's inhumane, evil, and chaotic rule over the whole nation, we here in Clark County, in fact, the whole nation and across the world, are finally realizing what a deep and corrupt form of government is trying to suppress the people. They continually attack the United States Constitution, and most of those players are democratic in nature, certainly not to say that those who love God and their country and are in the Democratic Party are now realizing the left-leaning actions of many in their party are out to form government that rule over the people. And hence the MAGA movement, the will of the people awakening, and how deep the swamp is. This same tyrannical situation is here in Clark County at the grassroots level, and those who have the courage to not only file complaints on those self-serving, unconstitutional people, but want the public to be informed, as those type of people must be held accountable. Setting aside your personal political standings or entrenched past, this commission must hold individuals that do wrong, hold them accountable with severe consequences. The people are wanting to hold, or are waiting to hold true the meaning of justice for all. Also look forward to complaints on Clark County Council member Will Fuentes and the chair, Stu Marshall. Also, after last night's Vancouver City Council public forum, ethic complaints must be filed on the Vancouver sanctuary mayor and how she dictated to her special police unit to suppress by intimidation the people's constitutional rights. There were many violations brought by this tyrannical mayor of Vancouver, and she must be held accountable with severe consequences. Thank you for your service to the people, as we also hold you accountable to serve for truth and justice. I thank you very much for your day and your service. God bless you and your family and America.
Thank you for those comments. Are there any other members of the public who'd like to provide comment today?
Chair, that concludes public comment.
Thank you. We'll move on then to approval of the minutes. Commissioners, did you get a chance to review the minutes?
I did.
Yes, and I move to be approved.
I would second that.
Okay, those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
I
Those opposed say nay. Okay, approval of the minutes is carried. The minutes are approved. Thank you. All right. So now we'll go into our review of the submitted complaints. The first complaint that we're going to deal with today is complaint 2025-04. This one was continued from August 19th, 2025. I have also recused myself from this one since it involves the courts that I sometimes appear before. So the other commissioners will now go into executive session to consider that complaint, and then they'll come back to announce their decision. And then we'll go on to our next complaint after that.
Chair Murray, just as a point of order, we'll need to state or have you state on the record that we'll go into executive session. Let's do 5 minutes and that we'll return at 2:45 pursuant to statute. The chair has to make those announcements.
Okay, so they will go into executive session for 5 minutes and return at 2:45.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amber Smith, Civil Deputy Prosecuting Attorney, just as a point of order, we're coming back into open session.
So are you ready for us to report back?
That would be correct, Commissioner.
All right. I would like to say that after reviewing this case, we are not recommending that it be moved forward. After looking at all the facts, we do not believe that there is a ethics violation. So
Is that a motion, Darcy?
So I just turned it into a motion. I move that we do not move this forward and that this is not an ethics violation.
Second. And I guess just you and I will vote, Darcy. So shall we vote?
Let's vote.
Aye. For the motion, aye.
Is that sufficient? Do you need anything else?
I think that'll do. So that sounds like that motion is carried. So
Okay.
we can now go into our second executive session. And Amber, can we do 20 minutes on this one?
You can, and so we'll go into executive session and we'll announce that we'll return by 3:27, if 20 minutes from now, Chair.
Okay, so we'll go into an executive session for 20 minutes. We'll return at 3:27. Thank you.
Okay.
Let's see. Did everybody make it back? Darcy, Barbara?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we're back from executive session. We're considering complaint number 2025-08. This complaint was filed by Justin Forsman. Mr. Forsman complained that a county employee made defamatory statements about him in public online forums that displayed the employee's government email and identity as a county employee. The complaint alleges violations of the County Employee Code of Conduct and RCW 42.52.160 for alleged misuse of county resources. The complaint also alleges defamation, harassment, discrimination, retaliatory behavior, and violations of other laws that do not fall within our purview. In our last meeting, we requested an investigation of this complaint, and the county conducted an investigation and confirmed that the employee did use his county work email address in connection with posting comments about the complainant in public forums. The county's investigation report concluded that the employee violated Clark County Human Resources Policy 13.1 by posting communications in a way that created an appearance of county involvement in political activity, thereby undermining the public's trust. By blurring the boundary between professional and personal roles, thereby compromising professional integrity and placing the county's reputation at risk by undermining confidence in its neutrality. The county report also found that the employee violated Human Resources Policy 13.3 by using his county email address for personal social media activity, and violated Human Resources Policy 14.4 by failing to exercise professional judgment, failing to follow established policies, and inappropriately engaging in political conduct using his county email address. Under our business process that's published on our website, following an investigation report by the county, we must conclude either that the allegations do not constitute an ethics violation or that we will hold a hearing on the complaint. And by the way, our hearing procedures are set out in our administrative procedures, which are also published on our website. As we typically point out in our meetings, Clark County Code Section 2.07.010 prescribes the ethical rules brought within our purview. And those are the requirements of state law, including but not limited to Revised Code of Washington Title 42 and Clark County Human Resources Policy 13.1. The complainant alleged a violation of RCW 42.52.160. That statute prohibits government employees' use of persons' money or property under their control or direction for their own private benefit or gain. This statute has at least once provided a basis for the Washington Court of Appeals to affirm a state ethics board conclusion that a violation occurred when a college teacher sent an email from a government computer to a non-public forum advocating for a certain political outcome that would have privately benefited the teacher with more job security and a more favorable accounting of work hours. There's another section of Title 42. It's RCW 42.52.180, subsection 1, that prohibits the use of public resources for political campaigns, which is defined as acts taken for the purpose of assisting a campaign for election of a person to an office or for the promotion of or opposition to a ballot proposition. However, just last month, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals considered a case under Washington law that also involved the use of government email addresses. It involved university professors who used state email addresses to forward allegedly political and fundraising emails to a faculty listserv. The Ninth Circuit determined that the professors had viable First Amendment claims based on the Ethics Board's investigation of their speech and imposition of speech restricting rules that continued to govern them. It did not decide the merits of the professors' claims, but the case nevertheless demonstrates that the use of government email addresses to express political views may be entitled to First Amendment protections. Meanwhile, Clark County Human Resources Policy 13.1 states that ethics generally refers to a conflict between personal interests and job requirements, and that unethical behaviors are those in which the professional role is used to pursue a personal interest. The policy provides that its interpretation and application should be guided by 4 factors, among them the degree to which the employee benefited personally, financially, or otherwise. Finally, the policy provides several examples of unethical or borderline behaviors, including when an employee sends personal correspondence on county letterhead, giving the impression of county authority. Although both the complainant and the county's investigation report cite to other laws or other sections of the county's human resources policy, we're not authorized to review legal claims like defamation and harassment. And at least in my interpretation of our code, we cannot find an ethics violation to arise from any county human resources policy other than policy 13.1. That is the only county policy mentioned in our code, and the other policies are not the requirements of state law. So in this matter, neither the complaint nor the investigation report identify any personal gain sought by the employee, only that the employee expressed personal views using a government email address. Thus, we have no information that this employee sought a private benefit or gain under RCW 42.52.160 because unlike the teacher in the Court of Appeals case who sought financial gain from a political outcome by communicating in a non-public forum, this employee expressed opinions in a public forum that do not on their face seek a private benefit or gain. I think RCW 42.52.180 is perhaps more problematic for the employee, except it's also not clear to me that the employee's post or comment sought to assist a campaign or promote or oppose a ballot proposition. The posts express opinions about Mr. Forsman without promoting a candidate in any election or a ballot proposition. Human Resources Policy 13.1 also generally hinges on the degree to which the employee benefited personally, financially, or otherwise. So I'm concerned about the employee's First Amendment rights, as discussed in the Ninth Circuit case that I mentioned, and I'm disinclined to find an ethical violation as opposed to a violation of another human resources policy merely because someone used a government email account to express personal or political views in a public forum. For an ethics violation under our rules, I think there needs to be more, and I just don't see it here. So today I will vote in favor of a motion to rule that the allegations do not constitute an ethics violation, and I plan to vote against any motion to hold a formal hearing on this complaint. Do the other commissioners, would you like to speak?
I would just like to move that based on this review, that the allegations do not constitute an ethics violation under what we are charged to do.
I second that motion.
Okay, so as I understand the motion is to determine today that the allegations in the complaint do not constitute an ethics violation. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. Okay, it's carried unanimously. That concludes our consideration of complaints today. Does anyone else have anything for the good of the order?
No.
I do not.
Okay, nothing for the good of the order, then I guess we're done. Our next meeting is November 18th at 2:30 p.m. So I'll look forward to seeing you all there. In the meantime, enjoy sliding into fall.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye everybody.
Bye.